Good morning, Sunshine Cottage. Viva Fiesta! And so it begins. I'd like to welcome our special guests, our board members and their friends, and our families of our court members. We are very excited that all of you are here today to witness the coronation. The children have been practicing for weeks for this day, and we will not be disappointed. And so at this time, we're going to have the presentation of the colors.
Please stand for the presentation of the colors. Color Guard Advance. Post the colors. Please join me in saying our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in saying the Texas Pledge. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Color Guard retired.
Thank you, third grade. Please be seated. Before the performances begin, I just want to extend an invitation. King Antonio and his guests will be here tomorrow morning at 9:45. It's a very special event for the school and one that the children look forward to every year. And the court members have been very busy practicing their speeches. That's at 9:45. Then, after lunch, please come back because 4th and 5th grade put on a play called The Road to Texas Independence. And if you've never seen the battle in slow-mo, it is quite the treat. It is amazing what these kids do. And then we top off the week with a float parade at 9 a.m. on Wednesday. So you are invited to all of those events. Come help us celebrate this wonderful tricentennial celebration of San Antonio. At this time, we're going to invite the pre-K classes. Those are the teachers and teaching assistants are named Nadine Derrickson, Noel Doria, Maria Flores, Leanne Galloway, Roseanne Hernandez, Melanie LeBlanc, Doris Morales, Priscilla Salazar, Becky Schmidt, and Rebecca Yon. And their children are going to be singing Amigos.
Las voy a cantar en español y en inglés. 1 and 2 and 3 good friends. 4 and 5 and 6 good friends. 4 and 5 and 9 good friends. 10 good friends are we. 1, 2, 3, 4 amigos. 4, 5, 6 amigos. 7, 8, 9 amigos. 10 amigos son. Ahora vamos a cantarla todos juntos. 1, 2 y 3 amigos. 4, 5, 6 amigos. 7, 8, 9 amigos. 10 amigos son. ¡Viva!
Thank you, pre-kindergarten. At this time, I invite Mr. Brad Camp, who is our chairman of our board of directors, and Mrs. Molly Truax, Queen of 2000, up to the stage, and we'll begin our coronation shortly.
That was too cute. Happy 300th birthday, San Antonio. When did it all begin? San Antonio was founded as a Spanish mission in 1718 and became the first civil settlement in Texas in 1731. San Antonio is considered to be one of the most historical cities in the United States. It is the birthplace of Texan liberty and home to the Alamo. During the last 300 years, San Antonio has developed as a city while maintaining its ties to Spanish culture. San Antonio has become a city rich with culture, history, innovation, determination, support, and love. It's little wonder then that history and education would play a central role in the city's tricentennial observance. Join us as we celebrate the wonderful parts of San Antonio as we present the 2018 Court of the Tricentennial. San Antonio is a booming metropolis at this point in time, but 300 years ago, it was a vast, rough, and undeveloped land waiting to be tamed. Spanish horse-mounted livestock herders made it their mission to wrangle the cattle and conquer the land. The legendary horsemanship of these riders became the foundation of the American cowboy. Without the hard work of these men, San Antonio would not be the city it is today.
Representing the Vaquero, His Lordship James Anthony of the House of Hernandez, aide to the Court of the Tricentennial.
pillars of their Spanish heritage, vivacious young women helped shape the culture of San Antonio, bringing an energetic light that can only come from the pride and enthusiasm for their community. These young ladies helped create a culture full of tradition and hope. They brought a sense of fun to a time of struggle and strife. The purity of heart these women created is still embedded into San Antonio's culture today.
Representing the beauty and spirit of Fiesta, her ladyship, Olivia Rose of the House of Gaddy, Page of Music and Merriment. Her ladyship, Lydia Josefina of the House of Polk, Page of Joy and Laughter.
Birthdays represent a celebration of another year of life. This celebration has a distinct history across many different cultures. The celebration of a birthday was started by ancient Egyptians and did not represent the anniversary of the day a person was born, but the celebration of Pharaoh's birth as a god. The Greeks celebrated the beauty of the lunar goddess by offering her a cake with candles. However, the Germans are the originators of the birthday cake that is used today. The Romans were the first culture to transfer the celebration from a god to a common man, but women's birthdays were not celebrated until the 12th century. The music of the traditional birthday song was actually created in 1893 by Patty and Mildred Hill as a song entitled Good Morning to All. In 1924, Robert Coleman reimagined the lyrics to become the Happy Birthday to You song that is used today. The combined influence of these people and cultures has become the birthday festivities we all enjoy.
Representing birthday celebrations, Her Grace, Alexandra Jade of the House of Robledo, Duchess of Cakes and Candles. I crown you Duchess Zandri.
Which way do I go? The first settlers would have a difficult time navigating our city today. Although many landmarks have remained staples in the city, growth has caused the roadways to multiply. San Antonio boasts of downtown street names that celebrate its history. These familiar names include Bowie, Navarro, Houston, Commerce, Crockett, and Flores, to name a few. As the city expanded beyond downtown, a freeway system was developed to reach the outer edges of the city and connect major highways. I-10, I-35, 410, 1604, and I-37 are the familiar corridors used by tourists and locals to navigate the city. The intricate roadway system is a foundational manifestation of the past 300 years of growth.
Representing 300 years of transformation, His Grace, Dylan Gabriel of the House of Tavar Lopez, Duke of Pathways to Change. I crown you Duke Dylan.
Animals bring joy and fun to a city. In 1914, Colonel George Washington Breckinridge recognized the importance of learning about animals and placed bison, deer, monkeys, African lions, and bears on land he had given to the city. Over the past 104 years, the zoo has morphed into a 35-acre spread that houses over 3,500 animals, representing 700 species. It has become a sanctuary for animals and a learning center for the community. Families flock to the zoo to ride the train, gaze at the beautiful peacocks, feed the giraffes, get dizzy on the carousel, and fly with the butterflies.
Representing the San Antonio Zoo, Her Grace, Lacey Faith of the House of Lowell, Duchess of Magnificent Animals. I crown you Duchess Lacey.
The horizon of any city is expressed by its skyline. O'Neill Ford designed a structure for the World's Fair that would be taking place in San Antonio in 1968. The 700-foot, 50-foot structure took 18 months to complete and is located at Hemisphere Park in downtown San Antonio. The tower post is deemed the tallest observation tower in the United States from 1968 to 1996. It is San Antonio's tallest building and the 27th tallest building in the United States. Visitors have been journeying to the top of the tower and enjoying a panoramic view of the city for decades. This structure allows the observer to survey all that San Antonio has to offer.
Representing the Tower of Americas, His Grace, Mateo Pedro of the House of Reina, Duke of Panoramic Scenery. crown you Duke Mateo.
The ocean is filled with many mysteries that you must dive deep to discover. In 1988, Harcourt, Brace, and Jovanovich built the property to help us encounter the marvels of the deep. Visitors are given the chance to see and learn about killer whales, dolphins, sea lions, seals, and otters without going into the water. The joy of seeing these miraculous creatures is an experience each visitor will treasure for a lifetime. Over the years, the park has grown to include roller coasters and a water park to increase the pleasure for the spectator. Each element of this park opens the door for visitors to learn about what lies beneath and expand their knowledge of the unknown.
Representing SeaWorld, Her Grace, Dulce Maria of the House of Silva, Duchess of the Deep Blue Sea. I crown you Duchess Dulce.
One attraction of San Antonio truly represents the surprising ups and downs of life. This 200-acre attraction opened to the public in 1992, making it one of the youngest attractions in San Antonio. Developers carved out the space for this park in a limestone quarry, creating a tucked-in oasis of fun. From roller coasters to water slides, this park provides year-round fun. Each adventurer can choose between thrill-defying rides that engage all the senses to rides that open up the rider's imagination to new possibilities. The exhilaration of this park keeps tourists and locals returning time and time again.
Representing Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, Cortez Leonda of the House of Hardman, Duke of Spectacular Fun. I crown you Duke Cortez.
Let's take a walk. The devastating flood of the San Antonio River took 50 lives in 1921. This disaster prompted city officials to develop flood control for the city of San Antonio. Many options were discussed and discarded until a native San Antonio architect, Robert Huckman, presented his plans for a riverwalk in 1929. Many people were instrumental in the building of the riverwalk, but in 1938, Mayor Jack White raised funds for the city's San Antonio River Beautification Project. The funding raised by the project began the first 2.5 miles of the Riverwalk. Since that time, the Riverwalk has stretched to include many more miles. Each additional connection helps to unlock new portions of the city for residents and visitors. What started as an essential development for flood protection has turned into a cultural experience for any local or tourist.
Representing the San Antonio Riverwalk, Her Royal Highness, Lady-in-Waiting to the Queen, Scarlett Medixel of the House of Ramos, Princess of River Walkways. I crown you Princess Scarlett.
The missions of San Antonio are the historical backbone of the city. The mission San Antonio de Valero, more commonly known as the Alamo, was founded in 1718. It is the first mission in San Antonio and the most well-known due to its historical significance during the Texas Revolution. The second mission, the Mission San Jose, was established 2 years later in 1720. The missions San Juan Capistrano, Concepcion, and Espada were all relocated to San Antonio in 1731. San Antonio relishes the importance of these missions and has created a trail for locals and visitors to follow and explore to remember the history on which San Antonio was built.
Representing the missions of San Antonio, His Royal Highness, Aide to the King, Matthew Ray of the House of Ochoa, Prince of Historical Creations. I crown you Prince Matthew.
Our court will now rise for their king and queen. Audience, remain seated. A mother's love tells a beautiful story. This San Antonio school shines with love for its students. In 1947, Dela and John White opened a school for children with hearing impairment out of a desire for their daughter to learn to talk. At the time, no schools in San Antonio taught children with a hearing loss to speak. Mrs. White enlisted various individuals and organizations to help build a school for her daughter and any other child with a hearing loss. 70 years later, this legacy of love lives on in the children and families that are a part of this school. As the clouds of the unknown begin to overwhelm, Sunshine Cottage is a beacon of light, shining love and knowledge to parents of children with hearing loss. Sunshine Cottage has brought thousands of families hope in the darkest of times. Parents' hearts echo the same desire the Whites had for Talita. May our children learn to listen and talk.
Representing the birth of Sunshine Cottage, Her Gracious Majesty, Trini Sophia Elizabeth of the House of Gaddy, Queen of Enduring Love. I crown you Queen Sophie.
In 1973, a group of 36 San Antonio businessmen bought the Dallas Chaparrals and relocated them to San Antonio, giving them a new name, the San Antonio Gunslingers. However, before a game was played, they were renamed the Spurs, and the team colors were changed to black, silver, and white. Being San Antonio's only professional sports team, the city has embraced the Spurs. On game day, the entire town wears silver, black, and white in support of their team. The entire city rallies around the Spurs and comes together to celebrate each world championship. From all points in our city, you can hear our victory cry, "Go, Spurs, go!"
Representing the San Antonio Spurs, His Gracious Majesty, Xavier of the House of Praga, King of Tradition and Teamwork. I crown you King Xavier.
Presenting the Sunshine Cottage Court of the Tricentennial. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have enjoyed the court of the Tricentennial and our opening day celebration of Fiesta. Please remain seated as our court will now retire. I know there are a lot of proud parents and teachers. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Fred. Events like this don't happen by one person. This has been a fruit of the labor of many, many, many people. The teaching assistants decorated the gym. Our crown makers who were cited in the program did a fabulous job making those crowns, and the script was written with love. So can we give the staff a big, huge round of applause for their work? being here this morning. Have a wonderful Fiesta week, and please join us for the rest of the festivities. Viva Fiesta!